is Willie Minnix, and I am happy that you've come back for another one of these meditative guitar lessons. Don't really know what to call them, but guitar meditations with Willie. I don't know. Anyway, so I was thinking today, one of the things that really leads to a lot of stress in people's lives is anger. You know, the Bible says be angry but sin not. And it's like, well, how can you be angry and not sin against somebody else? It just seems like, you know, it's really easy to snap at people or be mean to people or whatever. But one of the ways that I thought is a way to be angry and sin not is you take your frustrations out on something else. And you know, some people box and some people do sort of other things, but I think that's kind of where blues music comes in. You're angry, you're upset, you're having a hard time, and you don't know how to process those emotions. So today I want to continue with this one finger guitar approach that we've been, for relaxation, that we've been talking about, but I want to incorporate some notes that actually work with blues music. So that way, if you're feeling like it, you can throw these notes in there too. And so what you want to do, we're going to continue on these strings that we've been working on, and that is the second string and the first string and the second string. But we're going to add, we've talked about the second fret and the fourth fret, now we're going to add the fifth fret and the third fret. So it's kind of a darker, minory, bluesier sound than what we had before. So if we go back to our simple three finger or three triplet pattern, we get kind of some bluesy stuff. Now there's that tremolo that we talked about last time. And then you can kind of get other stuff by adding in those notes that we had from before. So you could go. So my camera battery went dead halfway through that last lesson. So let's continue where we left off. We were talking about using the blues notes on the third fret and the fifth fret on both of these strings to get kind of a bluesy sound. And you can combine them if you want, or you don't have to if they don't sound like they belong to you. Just kind of do what you need to do, because again, we're not playing music, we're just relaxing, we're trying to just de-stress, and we're just letting all the cares of the world just sort of float by while we just work on these simple little patterns. And again, it's just really one finger. Unless you want to use two. And you can pluck more than one string at a time if you want. And the other thing too is you can press down more than one string at once. And now I want to teach you another technique. We talked about vibrato, we've talked about hammer-ons, we've talked about pull-offs. I want to talk about sliding. You can slide into a vibrato, and then you can let off, you know, from a pull-off, or you can slide down. Or you can combine a bunch of them together to make an interesting effect. And when you've played a little bit of that blues stuff for a while and you feel like, okay, my anger's subsiding, I'm not ready to bite people's heads off anymore. I'm ready to take it easy and relax. Take a big deep breath and let it out. You don't have to be all stressed out about everything. And then you can go back to that real calming 2 and 4 fret that we were working on earlier. And you can go back to sliding on that. And if you want to play 2 strings at a time, you can do that too. What I'm doing is I'm plucking this string and that string together and going back and forth, but you know, on those 3 strings, we haven't really progressed past 3 strings yet. We're just working on getting the most out of these 3 strings, and you don't have to rush this. This is not a race. You don't have to be the best guitar player. Nobody said that you were born to be Eric Clapton. You were born to be you. You know, and this is not something that you're supposed to stress out about. This is just a guitar, you know, and you're just playing and listening to the music, and it's calming. I've had a couple students recently that have told me, you know, I just feel like I'm beating up on myself because I'm not practicing enough. And you know what? That's if you have a goal of being Eric Clapton, then I would say you need to practice more. But if this is a stress relieving thing for you and you didn't do this because you wanted to be excellent or great or awesome, if this is just a stress relief for you, then these techniques, you could take them or leave them. If they work for you, great. If they don't, just let them go. The ones that you remember and the ones that feel comfortable to you, then you can do that. This is just like music therapy, you know? This is just music for your soul. You just do what you can do. And if you have a hard time getting your left hand and your right hand to do stuff together, well, let your dominant hand kind of do the main thing and let your not dominant hand, you know, and a lot of people tend to be right-handed, so in this situation, this would be your dominant hand. So just focus on picking. And then if you want to play a note, play a note. You don't have to play as fast as I play. I've been doing this for a long time. Maybe you're new at it. You just let it go. Now here's what's neat. If you want to add the 5th fret, you can add that with the 2 and the 4 and it still won't sound bluesy. When you add the 3rd fret, then it all sounds bluesy and minory, but sometimes that 5th fret just kind of resolves it a little bit. So it goes like this. Not really resolves. I guess the better word was it creates some tension, kind of like the 2nd fret does. But it's a different kind of tension. And notice this note is the same as this note. So the fretted note on the 5th fret here is the same as the open note here. So you don't have to really play that one unless you want to get this sort of a sound. Which is kind of neat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open. That's kind of neat. Doesn't work so good on the first one. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more clashy, not as relaxing. So there you have it. That's another technique that you can try out when you're doing this sort of relaxing thing. Try to get your anger out. It's better to get it out on the guitar than to take it out on somebody in your life. And I hope that helps you. You have a good day, and God bless you. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Hey, my name is Willie Minnix, and we've been talking about kind of relaxing techniques that you can do to kind of help you relax by playing the guitar in open D tuning. That's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D if you're kind of new. But if you've been watching the other videos, you've seen a lot of techniques that I've shown that you can use. We're up to now a few different frets. Everything so far has pretty much been one finger at a time. Today I want to show you how to do kind of a two-finger thing, and this is and then we're going to add another note that you can use. This two-finger thing, you know, we've talked about hammer-ons, where you hammer onto a note and then you can let off of it or pull off of it, or you can slide off of it, but you play that note and that's a hammer-on. One thing you can do is you can push down a fret. Like in this situation, I'm pushing down on the 4th fret, last string, and then I hammer on with my next finger onto the 5th fret. And you can go back and forth like that. And I'm right here, I'm plucking while I'm doing this. And just doing that is kind of a relaxing thing. You know, I always tell you a little Bible verse, and one of the verses that I want to bring up to you is the verse, it's in Peter, you should cast all your cares on him because he cares about you. I don't care what you're going through right now. If you just ask him to take care of it, you can trust God. He will take care of it for you. And that's why I told you in, I think it was the first video, that it says everything it's talking about Jesus. Everything was made through him and for him and by him. And then Peter says, cast your cares on him. You don't have to walk around and have that stuff weighing you down. God loves you. He cares for you. Jesus paid the ultimate price to save you. And he wants a relationship with you. And if you just give your cares over to him, he'll help you out. And I hope that these techniques help you too, to relax and to not be stressed out. And you don't have to be as fast as me. I know that sometimes I do things like that and people say, wow, that's really fast. I'm really, if I did it here, that's as fast as I'm moving, and you can do that too. I'm sure your fingers can move that fast. You just gotta know where to put it. I play it, hammer, pull off, and then hit the string again. So, tremolo is just another one of those techniques that you can add that makes the wind chimes just a little bit more complicated. I'm always talking about this is just like listening to the wind chimes over and over and over. You don't have to be excellent. You don't have to be the best guitarist who's ever lived. You just got to be you. And just relax and just let your fingers just play over those strings and make those nice sounds that you like. And if you want to add in a simple technique that we've been learning, then you just add that technique in. And always just remember to breathe. I know that when I get anxious, I tighten up in my chest and I don't breathe. Keep breathing. Keep doing your breathing, because that's what's going to help relax you too. Now, we've only used 2 strings most of the time, and the strings we've been using are this string and that string. But now we're going to add this string into our pattern that we've been playing on, and we're going to add a note from that string, and it's going to be this 1st fret. So these 2 strings are down here on the 2nd fret, but on this one, if you played that note clashes a little bit, so we're going to bring it back to that 1st fret. Doesn't that sound soothing right there? And you probably heard me play that, because I do that little run, which I'll teach you that some other time. But so 4-2, 2, or 4-2 open, 2 open, 1 open. Now you have another new note that you can just add into your doodling. Okay, it's kind of like having each one of these notes is kind of like having a different colored marker or something. If you're just doodling with markers, you know, maybe this note is blue and that one's green and this one's red and that one's yellow. Well, maybe that one's orange. But together they make up really interesting little melodies. And again, these are wind chimes. You're not trying to play a song. We're not trying to play, you know, copy Jimi Hendrix or, you know, anybody else. We're just doing our own thing, and we're just letting the music come out of our soul and into our hand, you know. And if you just if playing the notes is getting too complicated, then simplify what you're doing with the left hand. Just strum. Maybe that nice full sound is what you're needing right now. You can add in some of the techniques like sliding. Hammer-ons. Pull off. Tremolo. those are a few things that you can do to kind of expand what we've been talking about, build on it, make it more complicated. Doesn't have to be complicated. You can always just stay with just one finger and just kind of strum along and slide your finger around and just enjoy that soothing sound of that guitar, because that's really what it's about. This is about resting. This is about getting yourself ready to just relax. You don't have to carry around all that stuff on your shoulders. Like I said, it says cast your cares on Him. He's big enough to take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. If the economy or the politics or the situation of the world is just weighing you down, don't worry about it. He's got that covered. You don't have to think about that at all. Your thing is just concentrate on your breathing, listen to the music, and don't stress out. Just relax. Maybe you want to pick two strings at the same time. But you have a good day. I will see you in the next video, or you'll see me, or maybe we'll run into each other on the street. But you keep relaxing. Don't let life get you down. You're going to be okay. Hey, my name is Minnix, and I am teaching you again. Sorry about my camera being messed up. We're talking about relaxation techniques using your guitar in open D tuning. D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. And D, open D tuning is kind of an old slide blues tuning, but it's also a really relaxing, gentle kind of a tuning. And so I was thinking about this verse. I looked it up. It's in Psalm 146. 8. It says, "The Lord opens the eyes of the blind, the Lord raises them that are bowed down, and the Lord loves the righteous." Maybe you're bowed down today. Maybe you feel like everything is just weighing on your head and you just can't hold up and you don't know how to go on anymore. I mean, I've been there. But take a deep breath. Remember, I'm always telling you, breathe. You gotta breathe. You gotta get that oxygen in there. Breathe. Relax and just strum your guitar. You're just listening to wind chimes. That's all this really is. And again, you might try some of that one finger stuff where you just you're not in a rush. Just remember to breathe and listen to that guitar. If you just need to let it hang in the air, let it. Maybe you just need to whisper a little prayer right now. And ask God to just speak to you while you're playing your guitar. Maybe He'll remind you of something. Maybe He'll remove something that's just really weighing you down. And I pray that He does. Whatever's just got you stressed out today, I just pray that it would go away. And while you're playing and I'm playing, I'm sure that whatever you're playing is a little bit different than what I'm playing, but it probably sounds good, right? Now, while you're playing, you may kind of want to do something like this. You know, maybe just a bend. Because you're feeling a little bluesy, but you're not really. It's kind of a funny sound. Let some of that stuff go, then you get your humor back. You get your sense of humor and you can do stuff like that. And the bending just kind of sounds like the guitar singing a little bit. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you want to get up into that blues a little bit and get into the 3 and the 5. And you don't have to play as fast as I do. You don't have to bend if you don't want to. It's just there. My camera shut off, but anyway. Bending is just another technique that you can use if you need it, you know, and all of these things are they're just different things that you can put into your palette to make the different sounds that help you to relax. And whatever it is that makes you relax, just work on those things. This is guitar for relaxation. This isn't guitar for, you know, trying to be perfect. Alright? You have a good day. I will see you in the next video. Bye now.